Growing up, I had dreams and aspirations, but always felt like the kid that didn't fit in. For the most part, I wasn't a bad kid, but when I made the transition into adulthood, I turned to the streets for guidance. This led to getting locked up in juvenile hall, doing time in CYA, and eventually a 120-month sentence in federal prison. I had a lot of time to think and reflect during my federal sentence, so I share with you what I learned, hoping I can positively influence someone else's life with Prison Talk.
Getting down with Fresh Out. You know how we do it over here. Had a viewer email us yesterday about the second Trump assassination attempt.
To say they recovered a backpack and a semi-automatic rifle. It was described as an AK-47 in the preliminary reporting, and a GoPro camera. The last piece is very interesting because it suggests, if there was such a camera there, that this individual may have wanted to record himself in a first person doing the shooting. So a lot of questions to be answered. Is the suspect, they have the right person? Is that the right car? The weapon that they have has to be processed for evidence and ballistics. If there's video on that camera, if in fact it was recovered as we are told, what will that tell them? But that is...
Man, they do not want Trump in office. What are they so scared of? Huh? What are they so afraid of? They're going to pull us out of Ukraine? They're going to stop the world from going into a global war? What are they so afraid of? And people are steady saying, oh man, they keep staging these attempts. Really? Really? You're going to stage another attempt on your life? If it was the other way around, would we hear all this talk about staged assassination attempts? I'm just asking. The FBI says former President Donald Trump was the target of what appears to be a second attempt. Yesterday, while he was golfing in West Palm Beach, Florida, police arrested the alleged gunman Ryan Wesley Ralph as he fled in his vehicle. A Palm Beach County Sheriff, Rick Bradshaw, said Ralph was about 300 to 500 yards from Trump. The shooter left behind an AK-47 style rifle equipped with a scope, which Bradshaw says put him within range. Here's everything we know about the attempted assassination so far. So he was, they said around the fifth hole, he had set up a little staging area. They said he had a backpack, he had a GoPro. Man, he was attempting to assassinate Donald Trump and film it. NPR's Greg Allen tells up first that Trump's International Golf Course is a difficult location for the Secret Service to provide security, and it's next to two busy roads. There's only fences and shrubbery in between. The Secret Service was able to spot the threat and deal with it quickly, opening fire at Ralph. The Sheriff's Department says if he were sitting president, agents would have ringed the course, providing more security. It's unsure how the alleged gunman knew Trump would be at the golf course, but this is, of course, he regularly plays, which could have been a factor in a gunman's decision. So Trump plays golf there quite often, but how did he know that Trump had just flew back from, I believe, a West Coast president, campaign, and decide to play some golf? How do you know to be there? I mean, was he just hanging out and happened to pop up, or you think he knew something extra? Interesting get on, man, with all this going on. People are so divided, and you got people who are in their feelings to the point where we can't really have an open discussion and just let this whole election process play out. It's become a race debate. It's become a debate about things that aren't related to the conditions of the economy and the security of the country right now. It's gotten into a lot of other things that aren't really policy, but more emotion. This is a very emotional election coming up. And, you got to take a step back and wonder, has there been an election prior to this with so much controversy, so much divide, so many people literally in their emotions and basing their decisions off of skin color and sex? Whatever you decide to vote, it's what you feel is best for the country, what's going to best benefit the country. And if you're happy with where the country has been going, if you're happy with the immigration policies, the crime, the price of goods, the state of import, export of American products, the educational system, the funding of international wars. If you're cool with all that, then you will vote a particular way. If you're not cool with that, you will vote another way. And I know a lot of people say, well, man, the presidents have all come from a certain stock, a certain class of individuals. But it seems to be a rift in the system, because what's going on right now with just all this drama, everybody doesn't seem to be on the same page. Maybe behind closed doors, there's some discussions that aren't in line with each other. I don't know. I'm just saying. I've read a lot of different, books, and for you guys out there who haven't really, got familiar with the Bilderberg Society or the Trilateral Commission or the Committee of 300, you guys probably are thinking, hey, we're supporting democracy and this and that, and you really don't even know that this country wasn't founded on democracy either. It's founded on a republic. None of the authors of the Constitution want to incorporate a democracy because they knew the failures of a democracy based on prior civilizations, and a republic was the strongest form of government. And a Republican form of government is a government by the people.
Democracy does not appear in the Declaration of Independence or the U.S. Constitution, nor does it appear in any of the constitutions of the 50 states. The founders did everything they could to keep us from having a democracy. James Madison, rightly known as the father of the Constitution, wrote in essay number 10 of the Federalist Papers, "Democracies have ever been spectacles of turbulence and contention, have ever been found incompatible with personal security or the rights of property, and have in general been as short in their lives as they have been violent in their deaths." Alexander Hamilton agreed, and he stated, "We are a republican government. Real liberty is never found in despotism or in the extremes of democracy." And John Adams, a signer of the Declaration of Independence, stated, "Democracy never lasts long. It soon wastes, exhausts, and murders itself." The founders had good reason to look upon democracy with contempt, because they knew that the democracies in the early Greek city-states produced some of the wildest excesses of government.
And look up the definition of what a democracy is, and you might be surprised. I know a lot of people just take things and run with it. They don't do no research. There's a really interesting book you might want to also read called De Facto Government. I've talked about it before here a while back, but Go check it out if you can find it. De facto government. And maybe it'll, maybe it'll stir a little something inside you. But anyways, I just want to share that. Let me know what you guys think about this second Trump assassination attempt. They said this guy had an interesting history. Allegedly, he went to Ukraine with recruiting civilians to fight in the Ukrainian war. He did some work with a couple other little organizations. He had a small social media presence. They've kind of taken that down already. But be interesting to see who his list of friends was. Big Kirk 916. With Fresh Out Ministries, we're doing a new program where we're doing a takeover of a mom pop cafe or restaurant, and we're doing a pay it forward. So we're going to offer free meals at this particular restaurant or cafe, mom pop, for a certain amount of time, and we are asking that you make a donation to pay it forward so that we can continue doing this program for other mom pop restaurants and cafes, because we know that it's hard times out here. You have a lot of people that talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. And so we're actually walking the walk. We've been doing it for over 11 years on social media. We've been getting shadow banned. We've been getting demonetized. So we want to give back, and this is our way of giving back to helping everybody through these trying times with this economy. A lot of churches, they got $100 billion, and you don't see them out here helping the people who are in times of need, but they're still taking in the form of donations. But how's it helping the community? We want to build a community sense where we help each other. We can all overcome. You can't sit around waiting for somebody to save you. You got to save yourself. And this is the way you do it. So by us being able to do these takeovers with Fresh Out Ministries, with the mom pop restaurants and cafes, we want to be able to film, talk to you guys, get your feedback on what's going on right now in society. Hopefully you guys find it in your heart to donate. This donation, which is a pay it forward, will allow us to do other mom pops around the country eventually. But right now we're going to be in Southern California and Los Angeles, Orange County. So hey, reach out to your local businesses there. And if you are out of town in another area and you would like us to come there, if you provide the necessary means, we will come there also and do the same pay it forward. But right now, hey, if you're in locally in Los Angeles, Orange County, hit us up, freshoutseries@gmail.com. You can also make a donation on our link tree on our Instagram at Fresh Out Series.